What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Trad Rock and Custom. We are here at the Portland International Raceway, and it's Portland Swap Meet. It's time. So we took a year off last year. We're back now and gonna go into the raceway and check it out. And then if we have time, we'll go to the Expo Center. I don't know if my legs will keep up, but we'll give it hell. Let's check it out. So most of you watching this channel probably already know, but in case you don't, I'm a traditional hot rodder, which means that when I come to a swap meet like this one, I'm looking for traditional hot rodding parts. Now my list today doesn't have anything too specific on it. I didn't bring a whole lot of money. Mostly I just came to hand out flyers for my swap meet on July 19th in Springfield, Oregon. It'll be at the Shakedown. But I am after a 2-bolt crab style distributor. I don't have any on the shelf. I do have one that my buddy has for $40 for me back home. But one or two more wouldn't hurt on the shelf. Mostly I just have the diver style distributors, and I could use some more of the crab style. Hi there. One adult. Sure. Good. Good. We get you. How are you? Thank you. You too. Now I will warn you, to get into the Portland swap meet is a little expensive. I think it totals $28 to park and to get in each day. It's a little bit of a deal, but lots of treasures await inside. Another thing I'm always looking for are things like juice backing plates for converting early Ford hot rods to juice brakes. Now my favorites of those are 3940s with the smooth backs. The dimpled backs are the 42 to 48 ones, and those are good too, but the brake components inside them are different, so you got to know what you're looking for these kind of deals. You gotta keep an eye out, and you got to have a little bit of background knowledge. Let's check out this table over here. These guys got some old looking stuff. One of my favorite things to do is target guys that aren't specifically traditional hot rod guys. Ooh, Corvair steering box, 150 bucks. It's a little much for me. A lot of unknowns in there. But I'll tell you what, if you go to all traditional hot rod shops, or booths I should say, they tend to know what stuff's worth, and they tend to ask full retail. When you go to booths that don't have as much traditional hot rod and stuff, you get lucky. You get good prices. Here's some 1950s Motor Trend magazines. I was checking them out, but to tell you the truth, I got a lot of magazines I haven't even read yet, and I got limited funds, so I wasn't really wanting to drop all my loot on some magazines this early in the game. Neat looking pipe wrench over here, and I think that's a real deal old school monkey wrench. $10. I got a few big pipe wrenches back in the shop, and I use them all the time, bending and dropping spindles and breaking loose stuck bolts and stuff. They're handy. I love looking for old tools, unique tools. It's a good time. There's lots of good stuff lurking on each table. Yeah. Just like that right there.
Mine, I think, went up. Ring groove cleaner.
Oh.
Pistons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because of breaking the ring and taking the carbon out.
Mm-hmm. Now I saw about 20 of these throughout the day. This was definitely the nicest one and the cheapest one, coming in at only $6.
YouTube channel.
coverage of all different kinds of events and stuff. Yeah.
Some following.
What's that?
Got a good following.
It's getting there. I think it's like 1,300 people or something. But you know, I did the Grand National Roadster show and flying out to Detroit next week for the Gilmore and the Henry Ford Museum.
Oh wow, you do some traveling.
Yeah.
Is that down in Vegas? Or
No, that's in
Maybe back east.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh, it's back. Oh, back where Ford is.
Yeah, it's a trek.
That must be the big one.
No, not as big as the. Figuring out what the theme is for the year.
Well, whatever you want it to fit. That's what they fit.
No, that's exactly. We can make them fit.
Oh, and what do you have? A Chevrolet? Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, they will.
65? Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Interchangeable.
I get that. Might even have exact change for you. And one.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we broke the ice. First purchase of the day. Let's take a look over here. Hey, I see some 2-bolt crab style distributors. Let's see how much they are. There's a couple friction shocks. 50. At $50, that deal my buddy's got for 40 back home's a little bit sweeter than that. These folks have some nice stuff, but they're a bit top of the market for retail prices on things. At least for my taste for a swap meet. Same prices you'd pay on eBay, or if you called up your buddy who buys and sells traditional hot rod parts like me. You know, on any given day, everything's retail. Juice backing plates, I sell them for 40 bucks a plate. A little bit more if they're loaded, a little bit more if they're rebuilt. I tend to buy them for about 20 bucks a plate. Maybe a little less if I can get lucky, which might just happen today. Well, looky here. That looks just like what we got back home, doesn't it? A little bit more finished and long. And this one's a business coupe with the smaller back window. He's asking some money. Looks like a nice car, though. He's got louvers in the hood. Interior's real pretty. I like it. I think it's real slick. He's even got Olds taillights, just like we're going to have. He Frenched his housings in the back. I'm not sure I'm going to do that or not. All right, what do we got here? Mixed bins can be really nice. You know, sometimes you can find that window crank or that door handle, and they can be something worth a real pretty penny that nobody really recognizes, especially if you're into the early Dodges or Chevys. All pretty interesting stuff, but I'm not seeing too much here that I can't live without. Oh, hey, there's some early Chevy pickups. Kind of, let's see, late 30s, early 40s. Ooh, now look here. I found a booth full of traditional hot rod and stuff, but kind of goes against my rule. Everything's priced really reasonable. These guys got a bunch of 33, 34 stuff, juice backing plates. There's some Holley 94 carburetors. I got plenty of them. Don't need any more of those. They got wishbones. They got a little bit of everything. Real nice lady holding down the fort for her brother, too. There's 33, 34 drag link with the Pitman arm. Just kind of scoping it all out. You gotta peek around when you see things that feel right like this booth does. You gotta peek around, see what's there, see what you can bundle together, make an offer on something. I'm gonna try to make an offer on these juice backing plates over here. I see 2 sets of the 3940 and they're 25 bucks a pair. Now that's a deal. I knew right when I walked up I was gonna make an offer. But first I wanna just take a peek around. See if there's anything else I really like to get. And then I make a bundle, you know, and knock a few bucks off each thing and make an offer on all of it. People are enticed to sell more stuff if you bundle it together. Did you do 40 for the 2 sets there?
You call my brother. What are they?
They're brick backing plates.
Hey, so you have some sets of brake vacuum plates? Yes. Yeah. So 40 for two sets, or you want 50 for 2 sets? Yeah. You want 2 pair. 2 pair, huh?
Tricky part about this deal is with the fella not here, me pulling out my cash and being ready to go doesn't really do me a lot of good. It'll entice a seller, but not so much enticing a sister of a seller who's not there. So my tactics normally will work. You know, I've been doing this for a bit, but not this time.
Yeah.
$5 off per set.
Okay, he said, I think, does those have brake shoes on them?
Well, they've got remnants of them, not good ones. The shoes actually don't look too bad. I might even run those. Makes them worth even more to me and makes me not really care too much about winning over in my offer here or caring too much more about bartering. Really, at $12.50 a plate, you cannot go wrong. Like I said, I sell them for 40 bucks a piece without the shoes. They're the 3940s that you got 25 bucks on each set, and I'm offering you 10 bucks less for both sets.
They don't have any big parts in them, right? They're just vacuum plates.
No, they have shoes on them.
Both
Yeah.
Both of them do.
I thought I had 2 sets of fair plates.
You do.
You do. Well, you have one set of 48s and you got a mixed set.
So there'll be that one and those.
I want this set though.
He wants
Those ones
the
don't
other
match, and I don't want 48s.
I want 50 for those.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. Where are you guys?
We're back. We're just waiting for our ride.
Oh, okay. Okay. Bye.
There's 40. There's a 5, 6, 7, 8.
Like me, my money's always winded up.
9. Well, now you got change too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. If you got quick eyes, you counted right. I only got about 80 bucks left in the kitty that I'm willing to spend today. And at the Portland swap meet, that's not a whole lot. Let's just see how far I can stretch it though.
No, the ones that bought are
One thing I'll caution you about is make sure you got a pretty good idea of what you're after and what you're willing to spend. And don't be afraid to spend it early. If you see what you want and it's the right price, go for it. But also, don't be afraid to hang on to your money, because there are a lot of booths with a whole lot of stuff at this place. And a lot of folks that really want to sell. And they'll make deals and they'll bargain right down to the ground. A lot of halfway decent deals on car projects and truck projects around this year. There's even a Deuce that I don't think I got any video coverage of. '55 Ford though, always like these. And we got some '53, '54 parts. Already got all that stuff. Those are in good shape though. He only wants $50 for all of it. Hell of a deal. He only wants $50 for that 32 fiberglass trunk lid too. Bargains everywhere. But by this point, I'm pretty low on funds. I gotta be careful.
Want some 13-inch wheels for the whole floor?
Hard to
A
come
little
on.
small.
Huh?
A little small.
That's how you dump the front end, man.
Yeah.
Somebody put a lot of work into building them,
Yeah.
laying them down to fit on that bolt pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Those are turn drums, everything's usable.
Yeah.
Even the wheel cylinders, I could put them on, bleed them and go.
I'm always looking for unturned drums because I can turn them for free.
Well, these
So
are
I'm always
turned
looking.
for free.
I'm always looking for the price on the unturned
You
drums.
want some rear drums?
Maybe. What you got?
Right here.
You got one?
I don't know if he's got more.
It says a set of four, $60.
Now that's a great price if they're in good shape. I did not bring my
Oh,
measuring
so what?
device with me though to measure how far they are out of spec. You can only turn drums so far. 90 thousandths is a ways to go. But that's
should've
still
brought my
good if
drum
they're
measuring
90 thousandths or less.
I didn't.
See what's left there.
I didn't set out. Yeah, sometimes you buy them and they're really thin. Like these ones look like they are. But it's so hard to tell.
Hey Stan, did you bring a drum mic? You got 4 of these drums? 4 rears or 4 the whole set? Got the set.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm okay without drums today, but I appreciate it.
Well,
I
do you have
I
brake
should've-
shoes on those? You can fit them in
The
that
shoes
drum
on
and
the
get an
shoes on
idea.
there. I resell those. I sell this things for $40 a piece, and I always got people coming out to my shop saying, "You got juice backing plates?" I was like, "Well, if I can pick them up I paid $50 for 4 of them.
Yeah.
I figure it's a good enough price."
Do you clean them up?
Yeah.
Sandblast them?
I can't. I sell them for more than 40 when I do that. But yeah, I can rebuild them. I rebuilt the front end for a fella just last week. Here's a.
You do?
I said I rebuilt the front end for a fella just last week.
Yeah.
I do old traditional hot rod stuff. That's for my swap meet I got coming up down in Springfield.
Oh yeah, we live in Eugene.
Oh, do you? Well, then you need a couple of them, don't you?
Yeah.
Because it's real close. I'm Oliver.
Going to Hooligans in Eugene?
Yeah.
Okay. Where we're from.
Give you a stack of them.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been growing every year. It's been getting a little better. Last year's my first year running the swap meet.
Hey, check that out. K.R. Wilson. That's some early Ford flathead tooling right there. This one's for driving in cylinder sleeves into blocks. At 125 bucks, that's a heck of a deal. Wishing I had that kind of money on me right now. It'd be coming home with me.
How you doing?
Good, thank you.
We make offers on stuff. We're not unapproachable most days.
I'm thinking on it. Do 20 for these.
I will. So what's that drop fit? You must know. Is
I
it
have
pickup or
no
something?
idea.
No idea?
Kind of looks like a 46 or 8, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I didn't know. Sounds good, man. Have a
Appreciate
good
you.
day. Yep.
Yeah. You too. Good luck. Show up.
Dude, we don't know how fucking long it's gonna be
Yeah,
here.
it's got those. Yep, and it's got that. Right. You see the battery sitting there? Okay, that's what Dad needs to take with him.
Did you see that 60
No.
GTS, Greg?
Okay.
Well, folks, here's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Now, with that other lady, I did try to do some bundling, looked around. At this place, this is exactly the kind of booth I'm looking for. This guy has a little bit of everything, and he has some traditional hot rod and stuff. But at this booth, I got a phone call. And while I was on the phone, I got a little distracted and ended up making 3 separate purchases from this guy. Didn't bundle a dang thing. I probably could have purchased 4 or 5 things from this booth, done a little bundle, got them all for the same money I ended up spending. But hindsight's 2020, and you know how that goes. This guy had a distributor like I've been looking for. There's 2 different versions of that 2-bolt distributor. One's the crab, and one has this V-cap. This one's the V-cap variant. This one was only 20 bucks, so I went ahead and went for it. He was pretty much asking me to make an offer on anything, which generally shows you that they don't know what stuff's worth, or they just want to make some sales. They want to do a little haggling and get rolling on things. So I took a peek inside. It actually was seized up. I got it freed up back home, but it was seized up when I bought it. But hey, with the looms and everything else, well worth the money. But you can see me gabbing on the phone there. Had an important call from the missus, and so I was distracted. But then I saw this spoon pedal. Offered him $5 on that.
he jumped all over that. Really good deal for me. And then while he's trying to make me change, I noticed a original Ford parts box that was marked as an ignition switch with key. And I briefly looked at it. The box was crispy, and I didn't look hard enough. It was not an ignition switch. Once I got that out of the box, I discovered it was more like a glove box latch off of who knows what, and it was gummy and used. So somebody put a new glove box latch in, stuck their old cylinder and key in the box, and he was even in the wrong box. So it's still worth the $5 I paid for that too. But lesson learned, lesson for you guys if you're new to swap meets and stuff, is make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing if you don't like giving away money, and always work on that bundle. If you're worried about somebody grabbing something while you're trying to figure out your bundle, pick it up and carry it around with you as long as you're in the booth. Most of the sellers out there won't really care about that too much.
How about 5 for that too? You give me 10 back. Sure. What?
What was that thing?
It's an ignition. I don't know what it is.
Ford.
So I'll figure out.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Forgot about that thing. Yeah, no problem. What do you got there?
It's a camera, yeah. I run a YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Now this booth is the last lesson of the day that I'm going to impart on you folks. This is a nice enough fella, kind of a smart ass, but so am I, so we got along great. This guy is a traditional hot rod guy. You can just tell everything in his booth is traditional hot rod stuff. It's all original parts. It's all good stuff. Now, true to form, he wants full-blown retail for everything. I mean, he's asking pretty healthy prices on stuff. Now, are they fair prices? Yeah, he's not trying to gouge anybody. But the problem is at a swap meet, you expect to find, a little of this and a little of that that's a little bit better than what's being asked for. But he's got good stuff. There's no knocking that. There's no doubting that for sure. He's got good stuff. He's got some really neat things. This is a Olipop Olympia beer tap handle. This is the only thing that I found that in his whole place that he was way overpriced on. He wanted $80 for it. I ended up looking it up later because I liked it. Did not buy it, and they sell on eBay for like $30. So he was almost triple the asking price, what it should have been. He's got some spoon pedals like I just paid $5 for. Guarantee they aren't $5. Now poking around here, I asked him about these lower shock mounts that are sitting in front of me, and he says $60 or $65. Now those lower shock mounts, they're about $90, and this is where the lesson comes in. They're about $90 new, 90 to 100, kind of in that range. What happened is, and I won't be able to show you this on camera, my battery died. But what happened is, this fella saw an aluminum intake in my buggy. He's kind of interested in that. He tells me that he's been after a one single carburetor aluminum intake for a flathead he's putting together. Now the one I've got is an 8BA intake. It's wrong for his flathead. But I know that I think 36 or 37, can't quite remember. I believe it's 36. Ford made an aluminum intake. It holds a one 2-barrel carburetor on it. I have one back at the shop. So what I did is after parting ways with this fella, and he was nice, he was a nice guy, I walked down about 10 booths and I spotted one. Asked that guy how much it was, $25. I offered him 20, he took it, and I scooted right on back to this fella, traded in my $20 intake, shh, don't tell him, Oh yeah, I know what all this for those $65 lower shock mounts and a set of rear spring shafts. I know what all this stuff is. So I turned $20 into probably a little over $100 worth of stuff with this guy's prices. Just a little tip for you. If you can catch wind of the barter, and you know that somebody's got something you want, and you know that you can get them something that they want, it doesn't really matter too much what you pay for it. All that matters is how bad they want it. Now, was I fair to him? Sure. If I was selling that aluminum intake, kind of like he's doing, full retail, I'd ask $100. So, I was giving him exactly the same kind of deal he was giving me, just about retail. That's all right. We're speaking in like terms there. I do wish that I had had a few more dollars on hand, though, for the windshield that he's about to show me.
The distributor?
It's about perfect for my Roadster.
What year is that one?
He only wanted $300 for it. I We'll see it believe here in a those second. are- It's a windshield frame for a Roadster Chrome back in the 60s.
42
Been sitting in somebody's attic. I think they're 24. That's right where my camera studs, though, does. Not 46. Man, that'd be perfect for my Roadster. The only 46, problem 40s is be I crabs, don't know right? So I exactly think- how tall I need to be. That was I right need a before deluxe crab. windshield frame So that's been chopped they're 2 the 24 inches. studs that aren't technically 59 AV. Dang near impossible for me to just guess that by What's looking this? at this thing. Although it looks pretty dang close.
31
I will
Roadster?
say that it looks really close, kind of spot
What do you
on.
mean?
But at
Oh, I don't know. I don't know
$300,
if it's
which I
standard
didn't
deluxe.
have,
You would have to measure it.
it wasn't worth the scramble to try to figure it all out. And this fella's from out in Idaho, so there was no chance of me getting this thing later or down the
It
road.
was re-chromed in the
I did give him my contact info, so we'll see what happens
fucking
with that. But
it was sitting
unlikely.
guys.
well, folks, that's pretty much going to do it for me for the Portland swap meet this year. Had a good time. Passed out some flyers for my swap meet. Made some good purchases with the few dollars that I brought along. And you know what? It was a sunny day. Got some exercise. I can't complain. Do wish I had a few more dollars in my pocket so I could have stocked up on a few more things, but that's all right. There's always more stuff. I don't really need all of it sitting in my house anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit that like button down below. It's the little thumbs up looking icon. Drop a comment. Those comments help YouTube know that people like what I'm doing or don't like what I'm doing. It's pretty helpful. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget, I'm going to be headed out to Detroit this next week. That's Michigan. And I'm going to be filming the Gilmore Museum and the Henry Ford V8 Museum. Both of those are out there, and they both look absolutely awesome. Sounds like it'll be a really fun trip, and can't wait to bring you guys along for the ride. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't let your meatloaf